Hello, everyone, and welcome to Osu Otaku, your weekly anime podcast about a specific anime every season. This season, we are talking about Takt OP Destiny, coming out on Crunchyroll week to week. Holy cow, a lot going on. Join me as always, as per usual, is Cassidy. Cassidy, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good today, Jake. How are you?
Good, I'm getting yelled at by the cat. Not sure what I did,
Classic.
but yeah. She has strong opinions about this episode. She watched me tear up a little bit, so...
It was so good, Jake. I just finished rewatching for the second time before this episode, or before, yeah, recording this. My internet actually cut out like towards the last 6 minutes
Oh
or
my
so,
god.
so I had to quickly scrub through before we sat down here. But here we are, and there's a lot to talk about. I feel like there's a lot.
There is so much to talk about. What? Okay, first of all, I love how they're doing the series so far. Just from a
Oh yeah.
storytelling aspect, very good. A little different than what we usually get. So,
Hmm.
what our first episode, our pilot, was like just dropping us into it, basically, telling us the backstory real quick, and then
Right.
showing us what.
Like enough for us to like understand kind of, what's going on. But now in this episode, we're getting a lot more of the backstory and the
Yep.
history, I guess you
Oh
could
my.
say.
Oh, it's so good. Just immediately.
Oh yeah. They're really just throwing us right in,
Yeah, yeah. And the performances in this episode were incredible. Both
as
like
always.
yeah, voice acting and musical performances. Holy cow.
Hmm.
You know, so good in this episode. We got
I know. The pieces always get stuck in my head after the episode. Like for the rest of the day, I just have
Yelp.
like the jazzy like ragtime songs just stuck in my head.
Mm-hmm. What a rough open though. Like
Yeah.
what a cold open to this episode. Holy cow.
Yeah. Yeah. So there was a lot to do with like obviously, okay. So we open with Tak's dad,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess he was there to see his dad die. Like he's trying to wake him up. That's traumatic. Like I
Immediately.
can understand why he absolutely hates these D2s. Obviously, he loves music, and
Mm-hmm.
they killed his dad. So, um, his dad, who was an actual, just straight up conductor, like he was just a maestro, I guess.
Yep.
And in the description of the episode on Crunchyroll, it tells you that this took place in Boston.
Ugh.
So that's where the D2s began to attack, I guess. I'm not sure if that was like the first incident or if it was just like obviously important because it was Tak's dad, but
Mm-hmm.
it was at the concert hall. And I guess at some point between then and now, obviously, they moved to the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming probably just to get as far away from that tragedy as possible. But um, they were talking about going to New York, which means they'd be going back towards like the same place that they came from for the Symphonica. So just immediately, there's just a lot going on in my head at the beginning of this episode, and it only gets like there's just more and more information to build off of it. So yeah, I had a lot of notes for this episode.
Yeah, yeah. There's a little bit going on.
Oh yeah,
Holy cow. The whole like something I want to touch on, but I don't want to jump too far into the episode. So yeah, I
just
want
do
to.
it. Just do it, Jake.
Okay, so he says that he's never performed in front of anybody,
Yeah,
except those two, and I'm like, oh, so that was a fucking lie.
I know. I
Immediately.
didn't get that either. I was like, either he's straight up lying. Like, why?
Yeah,
Like, I don't understand why.
exactly.
I mean, yeah, he's such a good pianist, and I don't know why he wouldn't share that with people.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if like he had a kind of I thought it was like a flashback, but maybe he was just pretending he was playing in his dad's like orchestra or band or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was probably just him like dreaming that he could do that, but um I could totally see him being like a classical pianist for an orchestra or something. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's that good. And he's saying only two people have heard him play.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
The video of him, or like the little clip of him playing in the garage as a kid by himself, got me. He's
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
obviously distraught, just playing away.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
That seems to be all he's really had since his dad died, and we don't know anything about his mom, so it seems like obviously he's living with Anna and Cassette.
Hmm.
So I don't think his mom was around either. So obviously very tragic and
Hmm.
traumatizing. So he's just put all of his energy into playing the piano, which is like basically illegal now. So
Yeah.
that really sucks.
Gosh.
And yeah, I can't imagine a world without music, especially if you like make it actively
Yeah, like
constantly.
he's so into it. Like it's his deepest passion, obviously, and
Hmm.
his relationship with Colette and Anna is so cute.
Yeah.
One thing I want to point out is this is supposed to take place in 2037, right? Or at least this part of it, 47 for the current part.
I I was kind of confused about that too, but I think 37, yeah, is when
It-
like the beginning,
yeah.
pretty much all of this episode, right?
Hmm. Yeah. And one thing I want to point out is that they have CRT. It looks like CRT TVs, but they're like, okay, and it's in US dollars, by the way.
Hmm.
$1,600 for a
I know.
CRT TV? What the
I
hell?
know. Yeah, so that was another thing. Like usually so this is actually based in the US, which I for some reason I didn't that like that we were talking about them going to New York, like obviously they're in the
Hmm.
US. But then it really hit me like with the like they use American dollars and like this is so I don't think I've ever seen an anime that was in the US
Right? They
and
like
it's
they
this one.
yeah, they make it such a focal point of it. It's so important to the
Yeah.
story so far, I guess. And I assume only
Yeah.
more so later. Um
Right.
uh
Yeah, they started kind of talking about other not really started talking, but Cosette mentioned that her they lived in France, I guess,
mm, yeah.
at some point 3 years ago. That's where her mom is, and that was like when she gave her that necklace, I think. So,
Hmm.
um, obviously, there's the whole rest of the world, but it sounded like they didn't have to worry about not playing music over in France, but just in the U.S. So, as far as we know so
Hmm.
far, so I thought that was a very interesting tidbit.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, just expanding this lore to the rest of the world. It kind of just made me think like, oh wow, yeah, we're in the US and other countries might not have the same like conditions as they do here. It's just like super weird to think about.
Yeah. I think that they did such a good job building up the backstory with like not explaining much, just little visuals here and there. In the garage, there's a picture of him with like a symphony. Who knows if he actually played it in it or not? Like his dad
Right.
definitely plays piano and was the conductor and everything, but
Yeah. Yeah, he
it's
was definitely involved in a
so
lot of
good.
musical things.
Yeah, and then like okay, but Colette, no eye makeup, no like
Right.
what?
Yep. I noted that too. So, I mean,
Is she dead? Is the
I
original
have a
Colette dead? And now we just have
Okay, so I have a huge theory on this. This is part of like what my extensive note taking
hit
was
me.
for Cassette and her death and her reincarnation. So this episode is called Music Reincarnation, right?
Yes.
So okay, let's see if I can remember everything I wrote down without looking at my notes. But she so most of this episode is basically back in time before the first episode that we
Yep.
saw, right? So she doesn't have her eye makeup. She's like actually a cheery, regular, like human being. She
Emotive.
has emotions other than I just need to eat
Yeah.
sugar, basically, and kill D2s. And she doesn't have her eye makeup. Like there are things definitely different about her.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Tact calls her by her name instead of just like music heart. So obviously, she is like actually a different, like she died.
Mm-hmm.
Like
He
the
died.
original cassette died at the end of this episode, right?
Spoilers. No,
And
just kidding.
basically, I think she's just like kind of like, I don't know the right word, but she's there, I think, a little bit. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
her body is still alive, so I think she can come back as like herself, but
Yeah.
the music art part of her just like took over, I guess, since that incident that we saw at the end of this episode too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why she's kind of just like colder, more robot-y, like very monotone, always on her mission, because that's just kind of who she became now, is this music art. And I guess so they were already planning on going to New York, kind of, maybe before, and like in this episode they were talking about it. And
Mm-hmm.
then I think they are also partly going to the Symphonica in New York
Yeah.
now to try and fix her, and that's like the main thing that they're trying to get fixed. So
That's what they're trying to readjust. They're trying to give her a human side, basically. Give her
yeah, get the actual person part of her back. Which I don't know. Everything was just like, it was so much in this episode, because then I was like, at the beginning of this episode with the speech from the Grand Maestro, Sagan, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying we created the music cards, and I was like, oh, wait, so the music cards are like, they made them specific. I thought they also kind of came down with the D2s like to defeat them.
Yeah. From the way that like the fairy tale that the mom told the kid was, they came from the sky as well.
Right. So either this guy's trying to rewrite history and take credit for something that the Symphonica never did, and it's kind of a corrupt organization, or or the storybook was wrong.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like, the uniforms give me mad FMA vibes. Like,
Yes, they do,
oh my,
right?
I almost snapped you about it. I was going to be like, oh my God. Like,
Yes, it reminds me of Full Metal Alchemist, and also a little bit, I don't know if you or anyone listening has seen Violet Evergarden, but it kind of reminds me of the I don't remember his name, but the major that Violet is in love with.
mm-hmm.
Because they're like in the army. I don't know. It just reminds me of this like
Very military.
kind of, yeah, very, very military-esque. And it's supposed to be about like fucking music, and I don't know. I guess it makes sense. They're going against like these enemies. I don't know. Military might fit this situation, but
music's the weapon. I get it.
Mm-hmm. But it kind of puts me off. I don't know. This Grand Maestro and his assistant, especially. His assistant is really creepy, and I did not like him.
Okay. All right. So, well, here's the thing. Let's just get it. Okay. We got the intro. We got them. We got Colette, human Colette, arguing with Takt and like Anna, and they're so cute, and they're all at the house together. Like, does she make desserts to give Colette like energy because of the fact that it gives her a lot of they have a ton of calories in it, and that's what she needs, or like empty calories or whatever? Or is she giving her the desserts because it's what she liked most? That was the only food they did a close-up of.
Right, that's true.
So it's like, are they alluding to something? Is that why they're... Oh, my God. But,
yeah, there was something else, too, really quick.
Go for it.
What I noticed that there was something that Anna said like 3 times in the first episode. She would just always say, like, wait, hear me out. She would say, "Quite." And that's, I think she's like kind of doing that because that's something that Cosette used to do, because she did that once or twice in this episode. She's like trying to keep her old personality like alive, kind of, and be like, used to do this all the time. Like if she were to come back and not remember who she was, I was like, oh my God, this is already getting so deep so fast.
So okay, so we're on the same page that Anna is definitely low-key, just subtly trying to get Colette back to where she was.
Yes, I think so. I think so.
Love it. Absolutely love it. But yeah, so, they, Colette and Takt argue about him coming out of the garage, going and doing whatever, right? Like, pretty generic, like, whatever. It's fine. It's cute. It shows their relationship before what they are now as Maestro and Music Heart. But then, runs out the door, we get the motherfucking intro. What did you think of it?
Okay, the intro song is so good.
Okay, thank God. Oh man,
It's
pause.
So the suspense is killing me.
I was like, no, did she not like it?
Oh my God. This is probably like, I know we've heard it like twice, but
It,
it's like one of the best intro songs I've heard. I mean, it must be so hard to like make an intro song for a show about music, but
yeah.
like they're doing everything about this so well. And granted, I'm not like a musician or a pianist or anybody who can even read notes, but like everything sounds so good. Like so good. And I'm so excited. It's exciting.
Yep. And then it's cool because they did the perfect intro where we get to see all of the characters, but it doesn't really give anything away other than
Right.
the fact that I'm with you, that white-haired dude that's hanging out with the main guy, or the blonde dude with the shitty undercut,
Yeah.
has, I want to say that she's the most uncomfortable of the music cards, but the shot they chose to animate for it made me much more uncomfortable than the other two. Like,
Oh my God.
I'm so excited to meet
I know.
the tan biker guy with the super
Yes,
cute.
him!
Oh my God, can't wait. He has purple
Like he showed
eyes.
up and I was like, wait, who the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, okay, you can see him if you're on my anime list, everyone. He's part of the poster. It's like those two as well as the three that we've
Nice.
met so far. So, like, okay, they're obviously gonna play a role, but what is this role? Oh my gosh, love it. Like
Oh my
their
God.
designs.
Yeah. I know. All the character designs are so great.
Yeah. Then we have
Yeah, sorry, just
no
looking over the intro again.
same that the blonde dude's name is Schindler, so that's interesting. But Sagan is the
that
guy.
is interesting.
Right. Sagan's someone we get to hear from all like that people have talked about a lot, and like his music art has like super cute, awesome blue eyeliner.
She looks so cool.
Love her design. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
And then
there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, this intro so incredible. I just it was exactly what I was hoping for. It was it's so exciting and so beautiful. It gives you little tastes of what the show is while also not giving you much.
Yeah, because you got some of those anime openings that they just give away the plot of the entire season or the entire show. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? But this definitely didn't do that.
Spoiler alert for Jujutsu Kaisen. Love how they did that, by the way. Fucking dicks. Oh my God. That's another map of freaking animation. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm never going to trust an intro again because of them.
Okay, but they did it in like the best way.
Oh my God. It broke my heart.
I loved that. I loved it though.
It was really good. But yeah, we didn't get that. Clever. We didn't get that here. We just got super cute, freaking and action-packed intro with
the animation was really good, and it's just like so colorful and everything's like so vibrant. I just love everything about the intro a lot.
Also, this definitely takes place in 2047. So the part where his dad died was 2037. The part with all of them obviously is older, so it's closer to what we saw in the first episode.
Gotcha. Yeah, because it was in July. Okay, that's right. I wrote this down. Okay, so the festival was like mid-July-ish, right? Mid to early July, 2047, and then it was what, September
2047 for
the first episode.
Yeah.
So July to September, 7 to 9. Yeah, 2 months. Like, yeah. Okay. So she just became a music cart, right? Like 2-3 months ago.
Yes.
Yeah. So the timeline is a lot shorter than I thought, but it makes more sense that way.
It does. It makes more sense. It makes their
oh my God,
their lack of control of like powers and stuff better. Is your little boy freaking out?
Oh my God,
he going crazy.
He is literally going crazy. Okay, sorry.
No,
Keep going.
You're fine. Ramona was screaming at me earlier, so these wild cats. Goodness.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
but like this makes so much more sense with the first episode now because it's only a few months. Of course, they don't know how to properly, use their energy together and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, not too much has seemed to have changed between the incident and the first episode. So that's why I was a little confused on the timeline at first, but
Yeah.
now it makes a lot more sense. And so his dad died 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
but they started their like no music thing like 4 years ago.
No, 4 years ago, and then there was an agreement in quotes, like did
A
this say
truce.
a truce?
He used the word truce.
Yeah, okay. So
Which I didn't
is
understand.
Sagan making a truce with these D2s? Like, come on.
Yeah, like can
No.
they speak? Can they negotiate? Like that's what I didn't understand. I was like, this Sagan guy. So his dad died 10 years ago, and
Yep.
then they waited 6 years to do the whole no music thing? That doesn't make any sense.
Not at
Or
all.
did they started the no music thing after his dad died 10 years ago, and then 4 years ago they did a truce, whatever that means.
Yeah, and then after that they were like, "Oh, we're going to have a festival." What a bad idea.
And yeah, I know. I'm like, so that's why I'm like, okay, this Sagan guy goes to the festival, right? He makes an appearance.
Mhm.
Everybody knows he's there. He's like so important.
He's flexing.
He's flexing. And then he leaves
Yeah.
before
Then what happens?
the bad shit happens.
Yeah.
And then also, I would like to note that the Symphonica gave them I think they only had certain piano pieces they could play.
Yes.
So something's going on there. And also, Cosette went to the Symphonica outside of like the town committee, and they immediately gave her permission to play.
Yep.
And then this shit happens where a D2 literally strikes wrath upon the entire town.
Yeah. Hits them
And
first.
hits them like directly first.
Yeah.
And Cosette, her little stone necklace thing was glowing. The one
Immediately.
that her mom gave her from fucking France or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't know. Started glowing after they finished playing, and she notices it right before it impacts the stage. And I think she's the one that died because she tried pulling Takt out of the way like a second before it hit.
She has a big ol' fucking gash in her side. Like,
Yeah.
this is rated TV. This is PG-13 rated, so that's why like there's blood, but you don't see like the gore, which is like kind of nice.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah.
also, sorry,
It makes sense.
we completely went past the part where we find out that she can play. She can play
right.
so well, and she's playing
Pathétique.
Yes, thank you so much because I didn't want to ruin
Beethoven.
that. Yeah. Oh my god, they love Beethoven. They're big Beethoven fans.
Of course.
So pretty, and she does such a
It
good
is.
job.
Yeah, she's like actually so good at the piano.
Mhm.
And also another part of her personality that I don't think will come back until they fix her, quote unquote. I don't know if it's mean to say that, but she's not herself anymore. She's just the music heart. So I don't think the music heart really cares to play piano anymore, but she did back in the day when she was normal, and she was really good at it. And she decided to just like impromptu kind of go up on stage when Takt wasn't there. And she kind of saved the day. And obviously she knows Takt like really well because she knew that he would show up even if it was late, you know.
Yeah, come on.
They seem
jeez.
to have a really good relationship, and then, you know, they played a little music together, and then I was like,
Yes.
I love it. And then she died. So
It's okay.
it was a lot. It was a whirlwind this episode.
So here's the thing. A big Sailor Moon fan here. Like, watched it way back when, and that's one of the best things about Sailor Moon, the fucking transformation.
Oh my god, yes.
They did such a good job with transformation into the music art because we'd seen it before, but this is like the first in quotes one where they really went at it, and it looked so good. The roses, the stems, holy cow. Okay, his arm, whatever that spirit thing is, go ahead. Oh my god, so much.
We got to talk about it because that transformation was fucking epic. Like the first transformation, very important. I'm so glad we got to see it. It was so cool. Obviously, as we said for the last episode, her character design when she's a music art is fucking sick. And it makes sense. Like things are, slowly starting to come together. Um, why it has to it. I have to say it because I don't really know what is taking his right arm when he
Oh,
like I guess she is for the energy or something. I don't really know for
yeah.
sure, but his right arm, it was
It was
broken, the
chewed up.
thorns, it was chewed up, man.
Oh, it
And
was bad.
her like rosy stem, thorny, whatever, uh, just kind of takes it when she needs to transform. So that makes sense now. Like I get it.
Mm-hmm.
And um I I I noticed Tact's like expression, I guess, when this first happened because this is the first time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if it were me, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, what is happening? And he was just kind of like, ah, like he was just kind of pissed off, Like he didn't want this to be happening, but he kind of had a feeling it could
Mm-hmm.
happen. Almost like, I don't know, he'd seen it before or he knew of it. So I thought that was a very interesting reaction from him. And I think it's funny that Anna was just like standing off to the side watching this all happen for the first time too. She was probably
Right.
like, what the fuck? So confused.
His hand is mangled. Sorry, I'm looking at like his
Hmm.
fingers are busted up. He
Oh,
definitely his
yeah,
right arm is just shot anyway.
exactly. So I don't know if like when his arm came back after this fight, I don't know if we'll see that in the next episode or not, but if, his injuries just went away cuz obviously from the last episode we could see that his hand is better now, so he can still play the piano
Mm-hmm.
perfectly fine, but yeah, I'm not sure that we will see the fight. I don't know if it's important.
I
Um
think we will.
I mean, I hope so, but I could also see them not doing that and going back to present day just because we saw her transformation.
That's
Like,
true.
I think that's the most important part, like, point of this scene, I guess, like this
Mm-hmm.
plot point. So, but it would be awesome. Of course, I'm always down for a fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Saw her go
I would,
platinum blonde with the red highlights below.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
dope.
And she's got her red eyeliner. Like, it is so cool.
And
Yeah, I
then
love her whole look.
yeah.
It's so sick.
And then okay, so that's the nice thing about let's go to the outro now. So the outro, beautiful. I love how it's animated. It's
Hmm.
like almost watercolor-esque, which is really cool.
Yeah, it definitely the like wider shots definitely bleed a little bit, which
Oh
is I think it's so cool. Like you said, watercolor for sure. But I love the little story it tells.
mm-hmm. Talks
Like,
about it shows him going west and stuff.
hmm.
And finding a piano, like living together,
Yep.
playing for just random people out in the freaking desert.
Right. Yeah, again, the road trip aesthetic, you gotta love it. And now it's just the whole ending. You get to see this every week.
Yeah. And unlike My Hero, we don't get any sort of teaser for next week. So
Yeah,
it
I
just
know.
breaks my heart.
I
Like
know. I was a little sad too, but
I get it.
yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I want
Not even
something.
like one of those quick, like 10-second, no dialogue, just like some flashes of part of the
Yes.
next episode. Like those are kind of my favorite little uh teasers for next week. Is like you don't have like fucking Deku talking over it, being like, this is kind of what happens, but you'll have to wait and see. Go beyond.
Yep,
It's
exactly.
just like, oh, here are the images we're giving you. Take that to next week. Good luck. Bye.
Yeah. I so now we just have to speculate. You'd mentioned it a little earlier about the fight. I'm with you. I don't think they're going to show it actually,
Really?
I I don't think they will cuz we've already seen like the big action
Right.
and I mean they wouldn't know anything at that point like
Hmm.
since they're both so fresh to being
That's
maestros
true.
and
It could
like
be like a funny, like, we don't know what the fuck we're doing
mhm.
kind of thing. But I feel like that would kind of ruin the severity and like the intensity of, not ruin. I guess they could do it in a really good way. And I could
Maybe.
definitely see them balancing that out perfectly well. But I don't know. I don't think they have to show the fight. So this particular fight, I'm sure we'll get some action in the next episode, but I don't know if it'll be this.
Exactly. I'm interested. What do you think the tone's going to be? Because the first episode had a wildly different tone than this episode.
That's true.
I think it'll be more like the first again, but
yeah, I think it depends on what era we're in, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Takt he never seemed like a happy-go-lucky type of dude, but
edgy boy.
So either way in the past or the present. I guess the past is more like a couple months ago, so not too much of a difference, but I think it depends, especially with Cosette being, herself or whatnot. Obviously, she is pretty much stuck in her music cart body from now on, since we've already got the backstory of before. So I don't know. I think it will be. I think it'll be more like the first episode. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think we'll get back to that tone. Probably not as much like heavy. Hopefully, not as much heavy, sad stuff. We'll see. But
yeah, I don't think so. I think we got most of that out of the way until maybe towards the end of this season.
Do you think we'll meet
Titan
and Lenny, which are the other two characters on the poster? The tan gentleman and like the very short ginger girl.
Oh, she was so cute.
She was.
It's like she has like rainbow hair, right?
Yeah. So it's like red, and then at the end, it starts to turn into rainbows at the end.
Yeah, she also reminds me of the Crunchyroll girl. But
yes. Oh my God. Thank you.
Yeah, she reminds me of. I think she has a name. I just don't remember it. But yeah, I hope that we'll meet them. I love meeting these new characters. Obviously, like. Yeah, I want to meet them, and I hope we do. But the third episode, I don't know. It might take a little while longer to get to them, but we might have some more information yet to be revealed about our main characters before we meet the new ones, in depth at least. I don't know. I don't know. They must just be on the way to New York, like on the road. They must meet them, and maybe they end up traveling together. Not sure, but yeah, obviously super excited to see them.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Their character designs and their quirks and their dynamics, all of that.
All right, not to get too into the weeds, but the dude's name is Lenny. He very well could be a reference to Lenny Kravitz and might play guitar because they look they have many similar qualities in how they look.
Interesting.
We'll see.
Don't get my hopes up, Jake.
Oh my gosh.
Do not do that.
I'm going to lose my mind if that happens.
So cool.
Oh my God. Seriously. So everyone, here's the deal. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Sorry for the current title card. Unsure what we're going to call it. Hopefully we'll have it up by the time this episode post airs. Make sure to follow Hogtied Productions on all social media platforms, Twitch, YouTube. Follow me at Jake the Mayor on all those same things. Cassidy, where can people follow you?
At Cassidy Co, and my art account is at Co High Art. And we do stuff on Fish Inc. sometimes on Twitch, so you can follow us there. And also, I would like to point out, Banana Fish was in the United States. Thank you, Drew, for pointing that out to me. Yes. So I have seen an anime that was in the US.
I haven't seen Banana Fish, so this is my first one still.
You gotta watch it, Jake.
It's I need to. So far behind.
It's all right. It's all good.
Everyone, thanks for watching. Really gonna keep sticking with this new outro, which is, hold your cats close.
Love that. Yeah, mine's just right over there, so.
Give them salmon. Treat them right. Catch you next week.
See ya.